Ladies and gentlemen, and oarsmen and oarswomen, it will come as no surprise to Rachel and the friends here that know me well that I was late collecting Mostyn this morning. And we had to hurry. Indeed, only one thing overtook us on the way over. It was a Yamaha 650 HL. I was surprised at this because a Yamaha 650 HL is an electric organ. What was even more surprising was that we came by tube. On the tube, there was a woman sitting opposite me with a John McCarthy is free t-shirt on. Big deal. As she left the tube, I read the back of the t-shirt. It said, "The other hostages still count." Well, of course they do. They've got nothing else to do. The whole country is pleased that John McCarthy is free, except perhaps for me. I owe him £11. I had a bet with him in a bar in Beirut. I bet that he wouldn't go up to Yasser Arafat and say, "Hello, sweetie." But now, on to the real reason that I'm standing here in front of you, and that is to speak on behalf of the bridesmaids. Those near the front, and also those people who watched the ceremony closely, may have noticed that I am indeed not one of the bridesmaids. But even in these progressive times, it still falls to the best man to thank Mostyn, and indeed you all, for his kind toast to the bridesmaids. Next, I would like to mention the star of today, the blushing bride. I've been doing a little bit of research about Rachel's past. Her first boyfriend was the paper boy called Marius, to whom she left little notes under the milk bottle. The message used to say, "Tea," and the milkman used to give her packets of tea. Later, there was a shadowy boyfriend in her life called Rusty. Little is known about him, except that he was very tall and owned 2 dogs. But I have it on good authority that nobody got past Mrs. Marsden's early warning system. There's obviously been a few attempts. 2 strategically placed creaking floorboards on the staircase. Little else is known about Rachel's past. Yes, you've guessed it. This is the bit that the best man talks about the group. I first met Mostyn in 1978 and have known 14 of his 15 previous girlfriends. Enough of that. We'll draw a discreet veil there. There are 2 great questions that everybody asks of this happy couple. How did they meet? And why has it taken so long to get to this stage? I will now answer both questions. I was privileged to be there when they met back in the autumn of 1983. Glenn, Mostyn and myself, having been ditched by various girlfriends, decided to go on holiday together, and we set off for 2 weeks into the Gambia. It was here that we discovered Mostyn's penchant for glamour photography. Our holiday snaps give a fascinating insight into our respective characters. Glenn took photographs of sunsets over the sea. I took photographs of the friends that we made that holiday. As for Mostyn, he took photographs of every topless girl on the beach. Mostyn was in his phase at this time, and I'm not entirely sure that he's out of it yet, if last Saturday was anything to go by. Rachel does not figure prominently in Mostyn's photos at this time. Once back in England, Mostyn was lured to Rachel's flat by the ample charms of her flatmates. He got nowhere here, and slowly Mostyn's friendship with Rachel turned into something more. And one day he declared to Glenn and myself that he was going out with Rachel. Did things speed up from there? No. A further 6 years were to pass before Mostyn popped the question. Rachel even disappeared for a year to travel the world and discover her true identity. Why, oh why, have things taken so long? The reason is that both found serious fault with each other. But each has worked hard to correct these serious shortcomings. Today, Mostyn is immaculately turned out, haircut and washed, clean shaven, and with a suit on. Rachel has worked hard. Things were very different back in 1983, and last week I discovered an old photograph of Mostyn from then, which I have brought along to show to you today, to show the transformation that she has truly achieved. They say a picture saves, I'll say it again, they say a picture saves 1,000 words, so if you bear with me, I'll just bring it through.
Is that the right one? That's Saturday night.
I think Rachel has done very well. Rachel now has only one final detail to sort out, and that's Mostyn's wallet that he keeps into his trouser pocket. And now, what of Rachel? What fault did Mostyn find in Rachel? It was Rachel's almost complete ignorance about Mostyn's three great loves: rowing, football, and timetables. Slowly, over the years, Rachel has worked hard to match Mostyn's encyclopedic knowledge in these three great areas. She can now answer virtually any question on these three topics. Let me demonstrate. Rachel, question 1. Who came 25th in the Head of the River race in 1974?
Manual school.
Correct. Question number 2. What is the next station east of Putney High Street?
Wandsworth Town.
Correct. Question number 3. Who won the FA Cup in 1952?
Bolton Wanderers.
Correct. How fitting it was that Mostyn should pop the question about marriage on the way home from a quiz night with their friends Chris and Ian, as we have heard earlier. So here we are, at last at the wedding day today. And so, what of the future? I suppose the first hint that I had of possible plans was that Rachel, having dodged the issue for years, has taken a job. Rachel works for Richmond, Twickenham and Roehampton Health Authority in the field of health, education and promotion. In particular, she specialises in the prevention of alcohol abuse and smoking. Much work has been done here in recent years, and we have seen increasingly strong warnings about the dangers of smoking on cigarette packets. Smoking can give you cancer, smoking kills, and so on. Rachel's department have established that it is teenagers that are most likely to start smoking. Therefore, messages should be targeted towards this group. Rachel's new messages appear next month on cigarette packets and are targeted towards teenagers. For boys, the message will read, "Smoking gives you acne." For girls, the message will read, "Smoking gives you fat ankles." Adolescents in general, the message will read, "Smoking makes you dance like your dad does at wedding receptions." There will be a demonstration later. And finally, before reading the telegrams, are there any telegrams? No. There are no telegrams. I would like to tell you about the girl who went to the clairvoyant for lessons, and towards the end of the visit, he told her to take her clothes off. As she did, she said, "I think I know what's going to happen now." "There you are," said the clairvoyant, "and you've only had one lesson." In conclusion, I would like to wish, yet again, Mostyn and Rachel all the best for the future. I'm sure they'll be very happy together. And from what I saw last night, neither Mostyn nor Rachel will have any problems with their new in-laws. Thus, there'll be no truth in the saying that behind every successful man is an ambitious wife and an astonished mother-in-law. So I suggest that everybody stands and drinks a toast to the bride's and groom's parents, without whom none of this would have been possible.
Yeah,